Bobby Deol, hello and welcome to Mirror Now, and thank you so much for agreeing to do this conversation with me. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm doing absolutely fine. Very happy right now.
Your smile says it all. Now you are embracing grey with a vengeance. Like even when we were very surprised with a Baba Nirala, you go ahead, give us a dagger. And we are absolutely shocked and awed, in awe, because you achieving that is something, everybody talks about how Bobby Deol ki aankhein bolti hain, how his eyes really talk. And here they're talking in a completely different way.
It's like, sometimes I think I'm dreaming with the response of God because I work so hard to achieve something like this in my life because as a Bobby Deol ki image aisi ban gayi thi ki people only imagine him doing those kind of roles. So I think Class of '83 changed a lot, and immediately after that, Ashram came, which was such a huge success that people never imagined me playing that character, and then now Love Hostel, totally different, So it's like, I'm so happy that I can surprise people with my work, and I'm so happy that they're appreciating my hard work because it is so important that people, actually understand and enjoy what you do, and I think that's amazing. I don't know how to explain what I feel right now, but
Oh, of course. And it's a Bobby 2.0 that everybody is hailing right now. It's a different version of Bobby Deol that we are seeing. But I'd like to understand this one thing. You have a person, your good cop, bad cop, your confidant, who probably eggs you on to probably believing yourself, okay, fine, you can also achieve this. Very different from what you've done in your earlier part of the career. Who was that one person for you in your life who pushed you into, let's say, taking up a role like Class of '83 or even Dagger for that matter?
I think failure teaches you a lot of things. And my family's always stood by me. Definitely no mother wants to see her son playing a villain in any film. And neither would your wife or your father or your brother or your sisters, because that's how we've grown up, We always want to be the hero in the film, who saves people and things like that. But that is because we know each other because we love each other and we are related and all that. But as an actor, you always want to do something different. You always want to challenge yourself. And somewhere, maybe in the beginning of my career, I used to not choose characters like that because I thought, okay, Papa would take me like, how they'll react to it, because we're a very conservative family and we just don't want to do something which will upset someone or anything. But then I said, I've had enough of that. I am an actor. My parents know that. My wife knows that. And my wife's always stood by me. She's always told me that go and do what you want to do. It was just her belief in me for so many years. So I think it's just, eventually failure teaches you a lot, and you want to challenge yourself because you're so frustrated because you just don't understand how can I make people understand that I can act as an actor. I have that in me. And then in the experiences of life, you learn so much from, you feel these emotions, you understand emotions more better, you can see things more clearly.
Yeah.
So eventually when you're performing, those emotions, those experiences in your life come handy, you use them as your support system.
It's beautiful that it's very overwhelming. I can see you getting emotional while you talk about it. It's because of the experiences that you have lived. These are lived experiences. You have seen that part of failure. You have seen absolute success as well when you started out and you did those films, what you did. That was, a version of cinema that people still hail. They still talk about, whether it is Barsat, whether it is Bichu, whether it is Hamraz, Ajnabi, all of these films are still talked about. These are in their own way watershed events of Indian cinema, the golden 90s, the glorious 90s. We've been part of that. Family becomes very, very important because it's very important to actually shirk you out of your comfort zone also. Or probably there's a version of yourself that you might have set in your head. And it's very important for your wife, for that matter, to shirk you out of that and probably tell you that, you can actually play this part as well.
It is. Like, my sons, they really enjoyed the film because they're the new generation. They are more broad-minded about what they watch. They're open to characterizations. They like to see not just they enjoy the story and the characters in it. And my son, he was flying to New York to study, and I wanted him to really see this film because he's been dying to see it because I showed him some stills from the film, and he was like really, enjoying what they were watching. Both my sons, and I showed it to them. And obviously, when you watch a film for the first time, you're looking at your father. You're trying to see, okay, everything's fine, and but the response was so nice. He was so happy for me. He says, "Papa, this film is going to really work for you." And both my sons said that to me, and my wife said that to me, and my brother said that to me, that this film is going to work for you. You just wait and watch. And I was just happy that I got, because be very honest, yeah, my mom will always love everything I do. She'll always say, बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छी फिल्म है बेटा, बस बड़ा मजा आया देखकर. माँ होती हैं ऐसी हैं, माँ तो हमेशा यही बोलेंगी.
So, Bobby, I'm also an audience. I have happened to see Love Hostel, and I'll tell you what I was, and I left with. After the film got over, what I ended up feeling. It obviously, put me in a space where I went numb for a second, without revealing anything from the film, of course, because more and more people should continue to watch it. That is the kind of impact that it had on me. Seeing you play the part, when you are, I got down to thinking, what must go on in a person like Dagar's mind? What is happening to his head that's making him do what he's doing in this film? Now, the fact that I, as an audience, is thinking on those lines, you playing the part, this must have impacted you as an actor as well, because I just want to understand how difficult or how easy does it get when you play an intense character like a Dagar to shirk off that role? When you get out of the sets, how difficult or easy is for you to leave Dagar behind?
Well, I've now done so many negative parts, and it happened to me when I was doing Ashram. When I was doing Ashram, that was the first time I was playing this evil character, and in the beginning, couple of days, I was just feeling like shit. I was like, I hate this feeling inside me that I'm being this way. I'm performing and, letting out some emotion from me, which is not what I enjoy. And it kind of was kind of heavy on my mind. But then I would call up my house, I'd speak to my wife, I would talk, and she says, I started just feeling like this, and just hearing their voice makes me come back to reality. And then slowly, when I used to back up, I got to know my co-stars, who are really close friends of mine now, and I used to sit with them, and these same actors in the scene are the ones I'm being evil with. And it's just fiction, it's not real, So I just came out of it. Some people don't get out of it. Sometimes things work on your mind. When I was playing Dagar, by then I'd experienced, because I've done a whole season of Ashram, and I experienced it for many days. So I came out of it. But yes, some actors emotionally get worked up, and they need to talk it out, and I think I have a big family, I can talk it out. So I'm very lucky that way. But it was just, I was enjoying the character, I wasn't thinking of it when I finished. When it got over, I was just wondering how I would perform.
Let's talk about Bichu, for that matter. Your role in Bichu was also intense for the 90s standard. We're talking about back then. Do you think if a Dagar would have come to you then, would you have done it?
I guess not. Also because I was very young then.
Yeah.
And I was so used to the cinema I was a part of, kind of commercial cinema, and getting influenced by what my dad has been doing and my brother's been doing. Somehow that thought doesn't come to you, to play a negative character. But yes, I always wanted to play different kinds of characters. In fact, when I was doing Ajnabi, when I was doing Soldier, I heard the story of Ajnabi. And at that point, they said, we want you to play the negative character in it. I said, yes, I want to do it. I really wanted to do it, but I'm a very soft-spoken person. In those days, I respect my director, Abbas Bhai, Mustan Bhai, Hussain Bhai. So when the time came after Soldier to do Ajnabi, they said, "Nahi, Bobby, तेरा ना negative shade था Soldier में, तो तेरे को इसमें हम positive रखेंगे." And I said, okay, even the positive character is good. So I never spoke out or asked them, why can't I just play this character? So sometimes I wish I was more brave and letting people know what I felt in those days, but the respect angle would always come in the way. So I would just keep quiet. People, thanks to OTT, because they have the patience to watch a film and give it the respect to watch it, even if they pause it and watch it again and pause it, but they watch the film because because of OTT platform, a lot of genres as viewers who wouldn't watch would watch. I've started watching those different genres, because.
So do you think that is the reason why filmmakers and people who you're now working with are making content like the one that you're associated with currently? It's because the viewer and the content that the viewer is consuming has undergone a sea change. Obviously, OTT is one of the reasons for it.
Yes, OTT has given creative people the opportunity to try and experiment more, try to work on stories that have never been written before. And the technicians are getting a chance to work in a more different way because everybody's getting a chance. It's like even actors, like for me, I'm getting a chance. There's so much new talent that's come, and we watch them on OTT platform, and you get so amazed watching these actors. They're such good actors, out there. And then so many actors who've been struggling since so many years now are being seen, and they think they're all new people, but they're not new people. The audiences don't remember when you don't succeed.
Which is actually very interesting. Talking about your co-stars, I heard, Sanya really say that when she first met you, उनके दिमाग में सिर्फ दुनिया हसीनों का मेला बज रहा था. She could not concentrate on what she was saying. So that was the kind of impact and the kind of film association that she had of yours. So it must be very interesting working with all these young guys.
Yes, it was. I mean, when I heard the script and when I asked them who's playing these characters. So when they took Vrikant and Sanya's name, I was so happy that I'll get an opportunity to work with these young, talented people. And I still remember the first day. I don't know if I told you this, but when I reached Bhopal, and in the morning I was still in my night suit, and there's a knock on the door, and my staff tells me that Vrikant and Sanya have come to meet you. I said, okay, call them. So they came in and they just looked at me. Sir, we're such big fans of yours. We've grown up watching your movies. And I'm telling them, I'm so excited to work with you all too. And I told them that, and they were so down to earth and so humble. And suddenly, early in the morning, I felt like the senior actor. I never look at myself as a senior actor, so I'm like, okay, fine. I've been in this industry for almost 26 years now, so yes, I'm a senior actor. But that's why, what I like about this new generation is they're very, chilled out is another term, but they're so honest about what they're doing, And that's why the performances are so honest and so real, And they're such good actors, so I just love working with them. I love watching this work, and everybody on the set, everybody was so passionate. Every department. Shankar Raman, that guy is something else for me, man. The director, he's such an awesome human being. I just had the best experience working with him. You work with so many people in this industry, and very rarely do you come across someone like that.
And talking about your 26 years of cinema, I was just instantly, when I was researching for this interview, I happened to realize, this is just like an anecdote which was in my head. I realized that most of your films are like single words, whether it's Barsat, whether it's Gup, whether it's Hamraz, Ajnabi, all of them, most of them, Bichu. It's very incidental, but I was like, okay, this is very fascinating. It wasn't like the set pattern of that time, or it just happened.
It just happened, and also one-word title was always more impressive. And not that the longer titles weren't impressive, but I just got most of them a single title. But then, yeah, later on, I did films which were like a whole sentence, the title was. But then,
Yamna Pagla Divana as well. Yeah, that's also in there.
and there was one film I did, Ab Tumhare Hawale Watan Sathiyo.
Yeah, that too. That too. And also the fact that you were the only Deol who could dance. That was also one title that's associated with you. The only Deol who can dance. Out of the three of you.
You know, even though I'm the only Deol people think who can dance, who they enjoy the most dancing is my dad and my brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's all about being yourself while dancing, you know. And if you go to a wedding, you don't see perfect dancers. Everybody's just having a fun time. So I think that's the magic, that's the charm of my brother and my dad, you know. I mean, it's just, I still remember the songs every time my dad would dance. I just love the way his charisma, his persona would just come out in it, you know. Even my brother. So, yeah, I could dance. Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of songs. And it's been such a long time since I've done a song. Sometimes people ask me, when are you going to do a film with the songs in it? I said, I have no idea.
Well, we sure are looking forward to that. I hope that happens soon as well, other than, you know, the content that you're associated with. On that note, I have this little segment that I want to have you taking like full advantage of in order to have fun and also tell me all the good stories that might just come with the segment. This is called Sip and Spill. What I want you to do is take sips from your glass of water or anything that you have to take a sip on. I'll give you these little instances. If these things have happened in your life or you've experienced something similar, you will take a sip. And you can't lie. You will tell me the choti si kahani behind it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. It's like, what? Never have I ever, only with a glass of water or whatever your poison is over there. Okay?
Okay.
All right. The first one. Take a sip if you have gotten stuck on that one Haryanvi word which you now use in your regular conversation after playing Dagar.
Okay, so I'm supposed to sip if I have, or?
Yeah, if you have, if something like this has happened.
Okay, 1 second, I have to think. I mean, I used to get stuck while doing my workshops, but then when I was on set, I had prepared myself so much that I was so nervous that I never went wrong.
Which is good. All right. Okay. Take a sip if you have ever been beaten black and blue by Dharamji for something very, very naughty that you've done in real life.
My dad never hit me.
Never.
You could have asked me about my mom. Mom,
so put it down with it. Okay.
Mothers always are the ones with the bad cop.
Okay. All right. Take a sip if you've had Sunny Deol be involved along with you into some naughty excursion of yours. Anything shaitani that you've done and you've got your brother involved. Never. What are you saying? Such a good boy.
No, he's elder than me, and I only became a friend afterwards with him, but we've never done anything mischievous like that. Never.
Okay. Okay, all right. Take a sip. Is that true with you and your sons? Do they involve you in certain naughty activities that they might get themselves involved in?
You know, no one, I mean, kids are naughty. Everybody grows up being naughty, but nothing like that. I mean, I just play around with them, and that's all.
All right. Okay, next one. Take a sip. If there is a person in your family who you would always make as your confidant, whether it is discussing love affairs, your romantic liaisons, there is that one go-to person who would always know about it. Was there such a person in your family in your growing up years? What are you saying? No one.
No, I couldn't discuss my girlfriends with my sisters, and I couldn't discuss it with my brother because he was always older than me. I used to discuss my girlfriends with my friends.
Yeah, that's the obvious. We're not family, okay. All right. Take a sip if you've ever written a love letter in your life and sent it out to. Bheja bhi hai. And don't please say that you sent it out to your wife, then girlfriend, now wife. Okay,
There was
girlfriends.
a girl I used to like. And I still remember when I was writing the letter, and I hate my handwriting. I don't like my handwriting at all. It looks like a doctor's prescription when I write. So I wrote a letter, and when I wrote it, suddenly when I was trying to read what I've written, I realized I have written the lyrics of Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas.
Poetry we borrow, na? Bobby, all right. But that's romantic enough. The fact that you actually chose the song.
No, I
Your
didn't choose the
father
song. It was just
in your head.
that it happened that way. I wasn't even thinking of the song. It's just that I love the song so much, and I've heard it so many times that you start believing it's your own words. You know?
All right. Okay. Ever made a fool of yourself in trying to impress a girl in school or college? Like proper paplu you've made of yourself? Never.
I was
You were
shy.
always smart.
I was
And you were
always
shy.
I didn't have the guts to go up to a girl.
Okay. All right. Okay. Take a sip if you're ever being stopped by one of your fans anywhere. Could be at the airport or anywhere outstation, where they ended up probably talking about the song. Arey, Bobby, that song, ever this sort of a situation happened with you? Ever been not mobbed really, but stopped by a fan and that person came up with a weird anecdote?
I mean, many times. I mean, my fans are such amazing people. I mean, all of them. They're so nice to me. Every time I meet anywhere I'm going, they're always. I never ever stop myself from meeting them because I am what I am because of my fans.
Take a sip if you have you ever given auditions in life? Take a sip if you have.
No,
Never. Never.
never.
Okay.
That time it was different when I started my career.
Yeah.
Right. People didn't look at cinema with that, what do you call, how do I say it? They were honest about, when you work, you have a system you follow. There was no system.
Yeah.
And it's just great to see there's a system being formed now where I wish I had a chance to audition because it would have made me more fearless.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is the final one. Take a sip if you know that right now you are trending on social media as Lord Bobby. And there is a very important reason, which is to do with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Take a sip if you know about it.
No, I don't know about the Russia-Ukraine thing, but yes, they call me Lord Bobby. And I think I've got quite a few names now. And I'm not much of a person who really looks into all this because for me to be on Instagram was the most difficult step.
So I'll tell you what, I'm obviously not taking away from the seriousness of the Russia-Ukrainian conflict, but while I was again researching for this interview, I came across this little article which said that there was a scene in your film Players where Bobby Deol's character single-handedly, goes ahead and, from right under the Russian army's nose, he goes ahead, takes away all the gold. So that's how one person to the caliber of Bobby Deol can achieve that against the Russians. And that's why this trend.
Okay. I guess. I was a Corona trend also. With Aishwarya. I don't even... And then with the headphones also. So I should get the patent right for all those things.
But Bobby, thank you so much for doing this. This was absolutely lovely. I got to know a lot of things about you, and I'm sure my viewers would be absolutely excited and looking forward to this interview and watching this.
It was really, really nice talking to you. You made me so comfortable. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You take care, Bob, and all the best.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.